The lights dim in the studio, a hushed silence falls over the audience, anticipation thick in the air. Tonight's guest, Taylor Swift, the beloved pop icon, philanthropist, and queen of the charts. But what awaits her isn't another routine interview or a harmless promotional appearance. No, tonight's conversation will be unlike anything she has ever faced before. Across from her sits Jackson Kale, the provocative, unapologetic host of the infamous talk show The Protest. Known for his ruthless questioning, sharp tongue, and ability to expose the vulnerabilities of even the most polished celebrities, Jackson thrives on chaos. His goal? To break down the walls around Taylor Swift, to provoke a reaction, to find the cracks in her picture-perfect persona. And Taylor, she's ready, but is she truly prepared for what's coming? The stakes are higher than ever, and the tension is palpable. In a world where every word can be twisted, every gesture scrutinized, this evening promises to push both of them to their limits. As the cameras roll and the clock ticks down, one question looms: will Taylor Swift maintain her cool? Or will Jackson Kale finally succeed in unraveling her? The clash of personalities is set to explode, and the audience knows this is not just another interview. It's a battle of wills, a test of character, and a moment that will be talked about for years to come. The camera focuses on Taylor Swift as she takes her seat, the spotlight gleaming off her confident smile. The studio is filled with a quiet buzz, the tension mounting as viewers eagerly await what will unfold in the next hour. Jackson Kale leans forward, his signature smirk in place, clearly prepared to push her into uncomfortable territory. But everything I do, whether it's through my music, my charity work, or speaking out on social issues, is an extension of who I am. It's not for show, it's real. The room falls into silence. Jackson shifts in his seat, eyes narrowing as he ponders her response. He's not used to guests giving him such direct, composed answers. He's going to have to dig deeper. Jackson, all right, then. Let's talk about your music. You've written about love, heartbreak, and personal struggles for years. But your latest album, Midnights, takes a darker, more introspective turn. Some have said it as an attempt to reinvent your image. So, tell me how much of Taylor Swift is truly in your music, and how much of it is just what you think people want to hear. Taylor's eyes flash briefly, but she doesn't flinch. This is a question she has heard before. The media loves to dissect her every move, to look for hidden me. Taylor, every song I write comes from a real place. Midnights wasn't about trying to reinvent myself. For the public, it was about embracing a different side of me that I had kept hidden. We all have layers, Jackson. I've been through heartbreak, growth, joy, and loss. My music is my therapy, my way of processing those experiences and sharing them with others. That's what makes it authentic, not the pressure to fit into a mold. Jackson leans back in his chair, his mind racing. He knows that Taylor is sharp, but he can't let up now. He changes the subject, going for something more controversial. Jackson, let's talk about your politics. Over the last few years, you've become more vocal, especially around the 2020 election. You've spoken out on social justice issues and supported various candidates. But some people argue that celebrities should stay out of politics. They believe your influence. Taylor takes a deep breath, her expression softening slightly. She has heard this criticism before, but she won't let it shake her resolve. Taylor, I believe in using my voice for what I believe is right. I understand that people might not always agree with me, but I am not going to sit quietly when I see things that I think need to change. If I can use my platform to encourage others to get involved, to vote, to care about the issues that affect us all, then I will. The studio seems to hold its breath, the weight of her words hanging in the air. Jackson presses on, sensing a crack in the veneer. Jackson, so, you're saying that you believe celebrities should have a responsibility to speak out on political matters. You're not worried that you might alienate some of your fanbase by taking such strong stances. Jackson, so, you're saying that you believe celebrities should have a responsibility to speak out on political matters. You're not worried that you might alienate some of your fanbase by taking such strong stances. Taylor shakes her head, a quiet confidence in her response. Taylor, I don't think it's about responsibility, Jackson. It asks about authenticity. We all have opinions, whether we famous or not. I am not trying to please everyone. I am just trying to be honest. If I lose fans along the way because of it, then that asks a price I am willing to pay. I can stay silent on things that matter to me. The audience erupts into applause. There asks a palpable sense of respect in the air, as if Taylor has just demonstrated a strength of character that few could match. Jackson, however, isn't done. He leans in, his voice lowering. Jackson, all right, let us talk about your relationships. Your fans have followed your love life for years. You've been linked to numerous high-profile people. But there has always been speculation about whether you're using your relationships for publicity. People say you're an expert at turning your heartbreaks into hits. How do you respond to that? The question is more personal than anything else he has asked. For a brief moment, Taylor's face betrays no emotion. She has been asked this before, but it always stings. She inhales deeply and then speaks. Taylor, look, I am not going to apologize for writing about my experiences. Love and loss are part of life, and I write from a place of genuine emotion. It asks not about using people for publicity. My relationships, like anyone else, are real, and they've shaped who I am. But they not the only thing that defines me. I am more than just the sun. Jackson raises an eyebrow, his smile never faltering. Jackson, and yet, your personal life has been the subject of so much attention. Are you telling me that doesn't bother you, that all of this scrutiny doesn't get under your skin? Taylor's eyes lock onto his, and she leans forward slightly. Her tone is calm, but firm. Taylor, of course it bothers me. I am human, but I've learned to block out the noise. I can control what people say about me, and I won't waste my energy trying. What I can control is how I respond, and I choose to focus on the things that matter. Jackson leans back, clearly impressed by her composure. The interview has taken a surprising turn, with Taylor maintaining control despite the relentless barrage of personal and political questions. She asks not just answering questions, she asks defining her narrative. This is no longer a simple talk show segment. It asks an arena where Taylor Swift's strength, wisdom, and resilience are on full display, and Jackson, for all his skill, is struggling to keep up. As the interview reaches its peak, the tension between Taylor and Jackson reaches a boiling point. The audience, who has been captivated by the back and forth, holds its collective breath, knowing that something pivotal is about to happen. Jackson, sensing that he is losing his grip on the conversation, decides to throw one last bombshell, something that might truly catch Taylor off guard. Jackson, all right, Taylor, we've talked about your music, your politics, and your relationships. But let us address the elephant in the room. Your public image has been carefully crafted over the years, hasn't it? How much of the Taylor Swift we see is the real you, and how much is simply a persona that you've built to keep your career afloat? At the end of the day, isn't that what it all comes down to? The image, the brand, the constant reinvention. The question hangs in the air, heavy with implications. For the first time in the entire interview, Taylor's composure falters slightly. The room can feel the shift. It asks as if Jackson has found the crack in her armor, the one thing she wasn't prepared to defend. For a moment, the confident, unshakable woman that the world knows seems just a little more vulnerable. But Taylor, ever the professional, takes a deep breath and steadies herself. She refuses to let this question define her. The room is silent as she pauses, gathering her thoughts. And then, slowly, she speaks. Taylor, Jackson, you're asking me if my image is real. I've spent years in this industry, and I've learned that nothing about it is easy or simple. But what I know for sure is this: I am real. I've made mistakes. I've been misunderstood. And yes, I've chosen the path of public scrutiny. But every decision I've made has been my own. Whether it asks the songs I write or the causes I fight for, they come from me. The brand you're talking about, it asks just a reflection of who I am. I am not a manufactured image. I am a human being, doing my best to navigate this crazy world. Her words resonate in the studio, each one cutting through the tension like a knife. The audience, who had been unsure of what to expect, now understands that this is no ordinary interview. This is a moment of truth, and Taylor has just laid it all on the line. Jackson, for the first time, is taken aback. He looks at her, hiss. Jackson, so you're telling me that everything we see, everything the media has fed us for years, is true? That the Taylor Swift we know is the Taylor Swift you truly are? No fade, no acting, just you. Taylor, with a faint smile, leans forward slightly. Taylor, yes, Jackson, that's exactly what I am telling you. The words hang in the air, and for a brief moment, the entire world seems to hold its breath. This is the climax of the interview, the moment where Taylor Swift, in front of millions, reveals her true self unapologetically, without pretense. Jackson, who had hoped to expose cracks, has only uncovered more depth. The atmosphere in the room shifts. The audience, once uncertain, now feels a deep respect for the woman sitting across from the host. Jackson, too, realizes that this interview has turned into something far greater than a mere media showdown. It has become a testament to the strength, vulnerability, and resilience of Taylor Swift. She has not only faced the toughest questions but has dismantled every attempt to diminish her. The battle for control of the narrative, Taylor has won. The interview ends, the cameras fade to black, and the studio is filled with the sound of applause. But for Taylor Swift, this moment is more than just a victory over her interviewer. It asks a reflection of her journey, of every challenge she has faced, every obstacle she has overcome, and every misconception she has shattered along the way. As the lights dim, Taylor rises from her chair, her expression one of quiet strength and calm assurance. The confrontation with Jackson Kale, the provocative questions, the relentless scrutiny, none of it has managed to break her. Instead, it has only reinforced what she has known all along, that her truth, her authenticity. In a world that constantly demands people to fit into boxes, to play roles, to be what others expect them to be, Taylor stands as a beacon of what it means to be unapologetically oneself. She has learned, through years of public life, that the greatest thing one can do is to embrace one's own identity, flaws, and all, and to remain steadfast in the pursuit of what is truly important. She has shown the world that it asks not the opinions of others that define you, it asks the courage to stand firm in your own convictions. The interview with Jackson was not just about answering difficult questions. It was about something deeper, a commitment to stay true to herself, to stand for what she believes in, and to continue inspiring others to do the same. In a world full of noise and distraction, where it's easy to get lost in the opinions of others, Taylor's story is a reminder that authenticity is the greatest gift we can give to ourselves and to those around us. As the applause fades and Taylor walks off the stage, the studio is left in stunned silence. Jackson, once the master of provoking emotions and forcing reactions, has been left with nothing but a deeper respect for the woman who sat across from him. He may have started this interview with the goal of breaking her down, but in the end, it was he who learned the most. And for those watching, for those who have followed Taylor's career from the very beginning, this moment is a call to action. It asks a reminder that no matter how difficult the path may be, no matter how many people try to tell you who you should be, the only thing that truly matters is staying true to yourself. Taylor Swift's message is clear. When you stand firm in your values, when you follow your own truth, you will inspire others to do the same. This is not just Taylor's story, it asks a story for all of us. A story of resilience, authenticity, and the power of staying true to who we are, no matter the odds. It asks a call to awaken the strength within, to let go of the fear of judgment, and to step forward with purpose and passion. The world needs more of that. The world needs more of you. And just like Taylor, you have the power to change the narrative, to rise above the noise, and to lead with integrity. As the final credits roll, one thing is clear. Taylor Swift has not only won the interview, she has won the hearts of those who believe in the power of staying true to themselves, and she has inspired a new wave of people ready to take action, ready to embrace their own truth, and ready to make